welcome to the Wolfchase Toyota Insider, the Memphis Tiger Network. I'm Jeff Brightwood alongside Brooks Monaghan. And Coach, you wrapped up your road trip to Florida over the weekend. It's one of those trips where it's not easy. It might be a little easier at travel, but those are two really tough teams to play. It showed you were able to get one result on the road this weekend, but we'll go back to Thursday. Of course, a big rivalry game goes back to Conference USA, where you guys battle back and forth for conference titles every year, and a 3-1 loss down in Orlando to UCF.
Yeah, that one was the one that was disappointing to me. You know, you said it. It's been a rival, and I don't think that we approach that as a rival game. You know, I mean, we can go back a few games. I know it's not in conference, but the Ole Miss. The girls really brought that rivalry to that game, and you know, just the energy and stuff. And I thought we lacked that. You know, we weren't happy with our performance. We were all on the same page afterwards, but just a game that we felt like UCF's backs were against the wall because they'd lost a few matches. And you know, the game ended up being a game where you've got one team who's fighting for their life and one team that's just a little bit relaxed. Mm-hmm. And you know what the outcome usually is when games, you know, when games are like that. And unfortunately, we were on the, you know, the negative side there. But, you know, so disappointing. You know, all I can ask is for us to play as 100%, play as hard as we can. And unfortunately, that game, we couldn't say that we did that. So we didn't really give ourselves a fair chance.
You come back on Sunday afternoon, you were able to get a point out of the weekend, a 2-2 tie at USF. That was a wild game on a lot of different levels.
Yeah, USF is a very, very good team. I personally think, on paper, the best team in our conference. So we knew that it was going to be a challenge. I thought the girls responded extremely well and came out with that energy that they needed, and it showed. And you know, that first half, that we absolutely showed that we could play with anybody. We went up 2-0, and you know, went into halftime, and we were at a good place. But you knew South Florida, you know, was going to give us everything they had, and you know, they were able to tie the game. And then you know, but I thought it showed. You know, there's two things where I told the team. You showed great character two different times. One was to bounce back from a loss against Central Florida, and then do what you did that first half against South Florida. And then when South Florida tied it up, to be able to not lose that game. Right. Because most of the time, you know, if you've got that 2-0 lead and you give it up, you usually end up on the losing side. So our kids fought through it. You know, we got to overtime, and you know, we fought, and you know, that game in a nutshell, I think what it was a game of two halves, and then the overtime was back and forth. So I thought it was a fair result, but it's still never easy when you're up 2-0 to not get the win. But to go in there, it was their senior night, and they haven't lost a game, they haven't tied a game at home, and to get a point was success when it was all said and done.
Well, it's hard to believe you're down to your last two home matches of the season, but you are starting Thursday night, and the UConn Huskies will be at Mike Rose.
Yeah, no, UConn is another one of the top teams in our conference. You know, it's they've got some very, very talented players, and you know, we're still searching with this young group to put 90 full minutes together, and we're going to need to do that. You know, come Thursday, because UConn is a team that can really punish you. And you've got to be sharp for 90 minutes, because at any time they've got some scoring threats that, again, can get in behind you. So looking forward to the match, and you know, again, our kids proved that they can really play with anybody, and you know, hopefully that mentality is ready. You know, we've been pretty solid at home all year, and we're going to need to be come Thursday.
Sunday you'll play Temple. That'll wrap up your regular season home schedule. It's also a special day. We'll talk more near the end of the year, but it is going to be Senior Day, so a group of seniors will be leaving.
Yeah, that's you know, Temple is you know, there are no easy games in our conference anymore. You know, everybody is good, and you know, obviously a special night with senior night, and you know, you want to, that last home game on your field, you know, you want to send them away on a positive note, and you know, it's just another conference weekend, right? Two tough games, no matter if you're at home or away, and got to be sharp and be at our best to give ourselves the best chance to win.
All right, Coach, thanks a lot.
Yep.
That is head coach Brooks Monaghan. I'm Jeff Brightwell for the Wolfchase Toyota Insider on the Memphis Tiger Network.